course. All right. So the fact is that unification physics can either be based on the mathematics of a higher dimensional algebra or crystal, or the projection which transforms it. So when you project something, you transform it, right? So if you have a cube and you can feel it in your hands, and then you hold it up to the sun and project it to a shadow on the sidewalk, the shadow has different angles and different lengths and lines than the cube. It's been transformed. But if you knew about the geometry of how to unpack or recover the information of the full cube from the shadow, then that's an easy problem. So one can focus on a mathematical approach that only uses the higher dimensional crystal and see how far they can go. Or one can take the transformation of the higher dimensional crystal to the lower dimensional space and see how far they can go. There's an important caveat to those. The quasi-crystal, the shadow, is a three-dimensional shadow of an eight-dimensional space. This quasi-crystal that we work with is actually more complicated than the higher dimensional crystal model of which this is a product of two parents, the mother crystal and the father, if we use this analogy, projector. So the projector is a special object, it's an angle really, but it's a hyper vector, a hyper projector. And that hyper projector combines with the hyper crystal mother, and the two together act as coefficients to produce a product, where products are generally greater than the sum of the two coefficients that created them. And so the quasi-crystal itself is a richer than either the father projector or the mother crystal. And further, it is distinctly
you create a world of people, as we are today, far more comfortable than people who lived in the 19th century. Just remember the troubles of going to a dentist when you were children, or some of you when you were children, of medicine, of badly heated homes, of all sorts of things that we don't put up with anymore. But the problem is we keep running into this thing that all constant stimulations of consciousness become unconscious. And when we take it as a matter of course to have certain comforts, then we switch the level on which we worry. When you solve a whole set of problems, people find new ones to worry about. And after a while, you begin to get that haven't we been here before feeling. Aren't we just going round on a cycle and doing the same old thing over and over and over again because we don't realize that we're chasing our own tails? Why, an eternally recurrent process of not knowing who you are. That is the hide and seek. That is the nature of what the Hindus call the Manvantara and the Pralaya, the period of the Manvantara in which the worlds are manifested, and the period of the Pralaya in which the worlds are withdrawn from manifestation. In and out, in and out. Evermore came out by the same door as in I went. The thing is to get to the point where you can see that you are doing that in every moment of your existence, with every tiny little atom of your body. this minute are the whole system of inning and outing. In other words, you often think perhaps, maybe a long, long time ahead, I shall reach the point where I wake up from manifestation and overcome the world illusion and discover that I am the supreme reality behind all this diversification. My friends, there is no diversification. In other words, what you call diversification is your game. In the same way as you chop the thing and then you say it was made of pieces. So you forget that you cut it. So when you see the world as complicated, that there are life problems, and that you might one day succeed, hundreds and hundreds of people are running like mad after something that they call that is success, and they have no idea what it is. So in exactly the same way, the guru is keeping you running and running after spiritual attainment. You don't know what you want. This is where Krishnamurti is so clever. Because he says, if you ask me for enlightenment, how can you ask me for enlightenment? If you don't know what it is, how do you know you want it? Is it any concept you have of it will be simply a way of trying to perpetuate the situation you're already in. If you think you know what you're going out for, all you're doing is you're seeking the past, what you already know, what you've already experienced. Therefore, that's not it, is it? Because you say you're looking for something quite new. But what do you mean new? What's your conception of something new? Well, you figure I can only think about it in terms of something old, something I once had. So he doesn't say anything. He doesn't indicate anything positive. Everybody says, why are you so negative? Why don't you give us something to hang on to? Well, the simple answer is it would be spurious. You don't need anything to hang on to. You're it. You don't need a religion. But then you say, well, what is all this religious stuff about then? Why don't we just forget it? Try. By all means. Just go away. Don't go to gurus. Don't go to church. Don't enter philosophical discussion. Forget it. But then you'll realize that by having consented to forget it, you're still seeking. What a trap. What can you do? You see? If you stay here and listen to me or to anyone else who comes around here, you're fooling yourself. But if you go away, you're fooling yourself too. Because you still think that's going to improve your situation. It won't. And therefore, when you discover that it doesn't, you think, well, maybe it was a mistake to go away, and you come back to the guru. He looks at you and says, you are very undisciplined, very inferior student, and you need to apply yourself. Well, as I explained what he's doing. But it comes down in a way to a sort of contest with the guru. See? Will you call his bluff? You're afraid to. Because you might discover that if you do call his bluff, he's no better than you are. Well, that's what you're supposed to find out. But without being cynical about it. He's as divine as you are. But you've got to call the bluff. There's going to be a showdown. And it's a double bind. The whole situation's a double bind. Because it doesn't do any good to stay here. It doesn't do you any good to go away. Either to do something about it or to do nothing about it. Now then, there's something else. When you understand that, and when you realize that there's nothing to realize, Because it's all here. Then what are you going to do? Well, of course, this is the sense of the Zen poem. Supernatural activity, marvelous power, drawing water, carrying fuel. Do whatever one does as a human being. But there's a little element of Philistinism. It's like when a child is pestering father or mother with all sorts of questions. They finally get down to the deepest metaphysical problems. They say, oh, shut up and eat your donut. And I wouldn't say that, you see, at this point. Because life, as one looks at it, you see, is in fact a celebration of itself. When you look out at night at the stars and you really wonder, good God, what is all that about? Well, it's a firework display. And it's celebrating High Holy Day. It's whoopee. And the whole world is whoopee. It's a kind of exuberance. And therefore the proper function. You create a world of people, as we are today, far more comfortable than people who lived in the 19th century. Just remember the troubles of going to a dentist when you were children, or some of you when you were children, of medicine, of badly heated homes, of all sorts of things that we don't put up with anymore. But the problem is we keep running into this thing that all constant stimulations of consciousness become unconscious. And when we take it as a matter of course to have certain comforts, then we switch the level on which we worry. When you solve a whole set of problems.
Still a torus, just the fact that it has ridges and flat faces doesn't matter.